RacerGame is all about getting the best times. With multiplayer LAN support, race your friends in head-to-heads, on circuits, or sprints for the best time, or just to mess around. Flow uses two major paradigms, singleton patterns and a game object component system. Flow has singletons for managers that abstract large things like physics, rendering, and global music. A game object is just a container with a position, rotation, and scale. It stores a vector of unique pointers to components. Components define behaviors, which can be put together like building blocks. The Flow library provides abstraction for physics updates by managing the Box2D physics engine, providing a rigid body component to add fixed update calls on physics ticks. The Flow renderer abstracts rendering with a renderer that handles collecting and drawing renderable components, which can be attached to any game object. That includes a sprite renderer and particle system component. Other components like the camera, audio source, and audio listener wrap SFML's view, music, and listener classes into components with simpler interfaces to be used with the game object system.
There are 3 game systems that are specific to RacerGame: Level Load, Scenes, and Wall Gen. Level Loader is used to read text files from a known directory. Wall Generator is used to transform the instructions from the text files into game objects that are passed into a new scene. Then Scene Manager takes the scene and calls functions within the game objects to update, draw, and render the objects.
So for the UI, we created a UI scene class, which inherits from scene, which pretty much just has helpers and init code. The level select menu uses directory inheritor to dynamically load all the levels and generate thumbnails.
Guppy Net, I was inspired by Socket.io, so I used a similar system with event callbacks. I also ended up using ASIO for cross-platform access to sockets, and I serialized data into bytes using reinterpret casts with a 7-byte header tacked on. I use concepts for emitting and receiving events to restrict parameters to only use data types which have a serialized function, and I also use concepts for a serialized function which accepts anything which is trivially copyable. All event callbacks are stored in an unordered map, and I use a singleton network manager to abstract away creating an ASIO IO context.
The level editor is made completely by AI, has a sidebar to change level details, and a grid to design the actual level. The level editor features editing features such as scaling and moving features and loading and saving. The level editor allows for levels to be easily created with a GUI. All the levels in the game are made using the level editor, and players can create their own using it.